Right now on News 3, a Wisconsin fire department mourns the loss of one of its own who was hit while helping a driver on the Beltline. As we enter the last week of his term, we're learning more about Governor Walker's future plans. And ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. A New Year's ride decades strong is continuing right here in Madison.
This is News 3 at 6.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for starting your 2019 with us here at News 3. I'm Danica Lewis. Now, we do want to start right away tonight with the latest on a fatal crash on the Beltline. Funeral arrangements are being finalized for a Lake Mills fire captain who was killed while trying to help another driver during that crash. 28-year-old Samuel Kremers is in custody tonight on a tentative charge of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle in connection with that incident. He could be officially charged as soon as tomorrow. 46-year-old Chris Truman was the one helping another driver on the side of the Beltline right around 7 o'clock last night when he was hit. He later died at the hospital. Within the last half hour, the Lake Mills Fire Department confirmed that Truman served there for the last 13 years. We do expect an update from the city of Lake Mills tomorrow morning. Happening right now in Johnson Creek, southbound lanes of Highway 26 are still blocked as State Patrol continues to clean up a crash involving a car and a semi. As you can see there, a pretty bad crash. This happened right by the Outlet Mall around 3:20 this afternoon. This is video from our news partners in Milwaukee who are reporting at least 2 Med-Flight helicopters responded to that scene. We hope to have an update from investigators a little later tonight. The Madison School District will start searching for a new principal after La Follette High School's leader announced he's resigning. Principal Sean Storch tweeted just before winter break that he would step down from his position this summer. Among other issues, you may remember a teenager was shot during a fight in the midst of a group of teenagers near the high school in September. Parents have since complained about ongoing behavioral issues at the school. All right, let's turn it over now to weather. You're looking outside right now at the Capitol. We are still under that fresh blanket of snow, but honestly, we might not have it around for too much longer. Let's send it out to Dana Fulton, who is out in the snow as well. Dana, how's it going out there?
Right now, it is a little cold outside. I'm standing in that fresh blanket of snow. Of course, it was dense, heavy snow falling last night, so anybody who was on shovel or snowblower duty this morning, again, it's a little heavy for you. But yes, downtown looks beautiful right now. Today we did hit a high of 30 degrees, so not breaking freezing, nothing that was going to cause any sort of snow melt for us. Same goes for tomorrow, but we are going to continue to climb above average. Now we should be in the mid to upper 20s for January. It's not going to be the case by the time we get towards the end of the week. Our Doppler track is nice and calm right now. No threat for any additional snowfall to start off the year. Of course, we ended 2018 with quite a bit of moisture. 2019, we're going to stay calm for just a little bit. It'll be a nice change. We're at about 19 degrees in Madison, currently 23 in Janesville. It is cold outside with a little bit of a breeze. You can notice it even if it's just a few miles per hour when it's this cold, but thankfully it is fairly calm for much of the area. Still coming from the northwest though for us for the next several hours. Tomorrow, plan on a slight chance for flurries in the morning, not enough to cause any sort of travel delays for you though early in the day. Later in the afternoon, we're looking at skies to become partly sunny, which would be nice to get a little sun in the forecast. Temperatures will be close to average tomorrow, and then we climb as we head towards the weekend. We're looking at 40 degrees here by Saturday, but we'll take a closer look at that full forecast in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Dana. And if your upcoming plans do depend on the weather, make sure to check out that Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. It has accurate 12-hour and 10-day forecasts, up-to-the-moment traffic information as well as you are on the go. Just search for Channel 3000 in your app store and download that for free. A man, a woman, and a child are all dead after what started as a police chase ended with a car crashing into a river here in Wisconsin. Milwaukee police say they spotted a car they believe was connected to a string of armed robberies. When they tried to pull it over, the driver took off and eventually lost control. The car went into the Kinnickinnick River. Dive teams initially recovered the body of a woman last night, and now the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner has confirmed a man and a child were also found in that car. Authorities in Juneau County are also investigating a deadly crash. This one happened just before noon today on I-90 near Boston. Wisconsin State Patrol says a 42-year-old man from Palmyra drove his SUV off the road and into a tree. That crash is still under investigation. Fitchburg police are looking into the city's first gunshots of the year just after midnight, I should say. Officers responded to an apartment complex on Williamsburg Way that's right near the intersection with Verona Road. Witnesses heard several shots in that area, and police found a number of shell casings there. Anyone with information should call Fitchburg police. Governor-elect Tony Evers will be sworn in less than a week, and today we're learning more about what his predecessor plans to do after he leaves office. Governor Scott Walker says that he'll give some speeches across the country advocating for conservative issues like returning powers to the states and tax reforms. In an email this morning, Walker said he will stay in the state and become involved in a number of political organizations. He also is looking to push lawmakers to reform tax code and lower taxes on the middle class. A group of riders here in Madison is ringing in the new year the best way it knows how with a nearly 50-year-old tradition. Keely Arthur has that story new tonight at 6.
Although it started out as a quiet day on Capitol Square, things revved up at noon. Every year since 1973, members of the Madison Motorcycle Club hit the road on New Year's Day, rain, shine, ice, or snow.
Just something to do. It's get you out of the house and get you doing something on your motorcycle, which is what we all like to do. So whether it's summer or winter, we want to get out and ride.
While many of us find it hard to commit to our New Year's resolution for even a few weeks, participant Ken Shook hasn't missed taking part in this tradition a single year.
Back in the 70s, the Badgers weren't going to bowl games, so it was something to do between the fall riding season and the spring riding season.
Every year since 1973 has been commemorated with a new mug and celebration, this year at the Paradise Lounge. Ken was 24 the first time he rode. Now almost 70, he has a grandson, Joey, who makes this tradition a family affair.
It's really cool because we get to have some bonding time to go around square and ride motorcycles.
So take a page out of Ken's rules of the road and spend more of your 2019 doing what you love with the ones you love.
It's the first day, and you got the whole rest of the year to do some more.
The Madison Motorcycle Club has done this every year, rain, shine, or snow, since the 70s. They did say one year in the 90s, though, it was so icy, they only made it twice around the Capitol and had to cut it short, but not this year. In Madison, Keely Arthur, WISC News 3.
Keely, thank you so much. About a dozen motorcyclists actually participated in this year's event. Still ahead at 6, Dana's expecting a bit of a warm-up as we head toward the weekend. She alluded to it. She'll let us know when to expect more snowfall, though, after the break. Plus, we will look at some New Year's celebrations and traditions, and in the cutest segment of the day, we will meet the newest members of the Madison community that just arrived. We're back. Shh. Welcome back. There are some parents welcoming in the new year with a new addition to the family.
We'll be able to pop off fireworks and champagne in celebration of multiple things.
Look at that cutie. Parents Laura and Brian Gaumont are excited that for the rest of his life, baby Lance will celebrate his birthday with the biggest party of the year. Maybe a little bit of time before he's popping that champagne, though. He was the first baby born in 2019 over at St. Mary's Hospital. He was born at 6:27 this morning. He weighs 7 pounds, 7 ounces, 21 inches long. He came 8 days early, which was a little bit of a surprise for mom and dad.
For us, just getting a happy, healthy baby was first and foremost, and making sure mom was good along the way too. But having kind of that calendar flip is, I don't know, something special that just kind of feels like, hey, great to have a birthday that day too.
I think Lance had some things to say in that as well. Laura, mom, is excited that he will actually have the day off of work for his birthday, and everyone will want to celebrate with him. Just down the street at Meriter Hospital, another baby was born about 30 minutes before Lance. Congrats to all of those parents. Dozens of people welcomed in 2019 with a fun run through the snow-covered Arboretum. A very picturesque run, as it appears there. Very nice. The event was hosted by Move-In Shoes. It is every year, even holding a special potluck afterwards for the participants over at the shop. So today marks the last day of Kwanzaa, and the people running the Progress Center for Black Women are looking ahead to 2019 with arts and crafts. The director there says the last day of Kwanzaa is typically spent celebrating Imani, which means faith in ourselves, in our family, and in our community.
Because I wanted families to just get together and do it together, whether you're a couple, you're a brother and sister, you're, mom and kids. I just wanted folks to get together and talk about their goals, talk about their vision for 2019 as a family unit.
The Progress Center for Black Women is located just off Highway PD near Seminole Highway. It just opened in early November, but the group is planning to be there for another few years while they find a more permanent location in the city. Okay, there are only a few more hours to get your Mega Millions jackpot tickets for tonight's drawing, and it would be a not so bad way to kick off 2019. That jackpot is now at $425 million. The cash option stands at about $255 million, still a pretty nice chunk of change. Tonight's drawing will be the 5th time a Mega Millions jackpot has been drawn on the first day of the year. Mega Millions says back in 2008, someone actually won that big pot on New Year's Day. The drawing is at 10 o'clock tonight. All right, still to come tonight at 6, a busy day for bowl games. A handful of Big Ten teams in action today. Melissa Kim has highlights and scores coming up in sports. But first, more snow is expected later on this week. Meteorologist Dana Fulton will join us again with her extended forecast with when those snow chances return, coming up after the break. All right, check out this really cool drone video from up in Duluth. This was taken today. You can see steam coming from Canal Park this morning. Lake steam is actually created when the temperature of the air dips down below the temperature of the water at a rapid rate. The effect is amplified when the morning's calm and the steam is able to hang around. Pretty cool, but certainly not warm. All right, it's a New Year's tradition more than 100 years in the making. Thousands of people gathered on the beach on Coney Island in New York to take part in the yearly polar bear plunge. Brr, today's plunge was the warmest in at least the past 5 years. That made for a higher than normal turnout with about 2,500 participants. A little closer to home, some people are probably still thawing out after their icy dip in Lake Michigan. Oh, they're just warming up there. Hundreds up in Door County took part in their own plunge today. It all started 33 years ago because a kid lost a bet. That same kid founded the plunge and still runs the operation today.
We've all been in the shower and somebody flushed the toilet, you get that little blast. Well, that's like 65-degree water. This is 32-degree water. It's very temporary. You're only in for a few seconds, and the memories last far longer than the goosebumps.
I don't know if you want those memories, but there you have it. Canned food donations from the plunge were collected for charity, and any money that was actually raised went to a local fire department. Dana Fulton and I were talking about how we will do a hard pass on any plunging and just do some snow angels instead. That seems far more favorable to me, Dana.
Seems like a great idea. I'll wait until maybe June or July before it's time to jump in the water. Yeah, let's start a countdown now to get ready for that. So we definitely saw quite a bit of rainfall throughout 2018. Of course, ever since August, we've just been keeping track on whether or not 2018 was going to be a record-breaking year. The final count for us, just over 50.5 inches of precipitation falling. Of course, the record year for Madison, the wettest year back in 1881. Wasn't able to crack that code this year. In 2018, we're going to hold that second place slot. Hopefully in 2019, not 2017, in 2019, we're not anywhere on this list either. I think we could use a little calmer year for us. Our Doppler track right now is actually fairly calm. We're not looking at any more moisture coming in. We had plenty of snowfall last night. In fact, those storm reports throughout central and southern Wisconsin just picking up over the last 24 hours. Of course, an inch here, an inch there. And then our final numbers starting to trickle in for us for some areas. Looking at almost 5 inches of snowfall, 3.5 in Baraboo, and then west-southwest Portage, also at 4.5 in Baraboo, and west-northwest Verona, almost 4 inches of snowfall. 3.5 for Mount Horeb, so a significant amount coming through. And again, that was that heavy, dense snow for us last night. Near Richland Center, about 5 inches of snow. Now for the southeast corner of the state, of course, not as much. In North Janesville, just under an inch of snowfall. You get a little further south towards Beloit, just over 1/2 inch of snowfall. So a nice way, if you like the snow, to ring in 2019 once everything gets cleaned up. I really enjoy the view because roads were quite a mess last night, and some side streets still just a little dicey, slick for us today. High pressure is going to keep us fairly calm for the next several days. We're looking at sunshine as we head into tomorrow afternoon, and that sunshine is actually going to hang out with us for much of Thursday and Friday as well. So it'll be a nice trend for the next few days. As we warm up, we get to enjoy some sun. By the time we get into tomorrow morning, temperatures will be dropping through the teens. It's going to be quite chilly to start off our Wednesday. We do have the slight chance to see some flurries early Wednesday morning, but it is just a slight chance for flurries, nothing that's going to add up on top of what we've already accumulated in the last 24 hours. By late in the day on Wednesday, we will get a few pockets of sunshine. Thursday looks nice and sunny for us. Friday as well, and temperatures for Thursday and Friday are going to warm up, and that trend expected to continue as we look at our 6 to 10 day outlook. Much of the country actually likely going to be well above average. It'll be a nice move in the other direction for us. 15 is what we're looking at for our overnight low. Heading into tomorrow afternoon, temperatures should be in the mid to upper 20s, so close to average for tomorrow. Partly sunny later in the day after that slight chance for some flurries early on, and then we just climb with our afternoon highs as some warmer air shifts in the mid 30s for Thursday with sunshine. By Friday, we're close to 40, and we're looking at being in the low 40s for some areas for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday looks quite mild, sun throughout most of the day. Sunday, we aren't going to watch that snow come in until late at night. That system is going to start off next week and could be bringing in quite a bit of snow and rain for us.
Well, one Badger will not be starting for the team next season, leaving some big holes to fill on the O-line. That story next in sports.
Go.
Well, the Badgers men's basketball team will aim to bounce back after kind of a surprise loss to Western Kentucky to close out 2018. Wisconsin will host Minnesota on Thursday at 8 at the Kohl Center. The Badgers already 2-0 in the Big Ten. They beat Iowa and Rutgers so far. The Gophers are 1-1 in conference play. They've won their last 5 games, but a competitive non-conference schedule helping out Wisconsin.
Just what we've gone through with our schedule, I think, has prepared us. In addition to having healthier and older and more mature players, our schedule has been a gauntlet to come through, and I think we've had a lot of lessons learned through it, some good, some that have been a little more painful than others, but I think we're prepared now to knowing that what we've got coming in front of us for the next 18 games.
Well, Badgers offensive lineman David Edwards will forego his senior season in Madison and enter the NFL draft. Edwards making the announcement on Twitter earlier today. Now, center Tyler Biadasz is currently undecided. He has until January 14th to make a decision. Now, if Biadasz does leave, the Badgers will have to replace 4 of their 5 starters on the O-line next year. It's New Year's Day. That means bowl games. 3 Big Ten teams in action today, including Iowa in the Outback Bowl against Mississippi State. We pick it up in the third quarter. Nick Fitzgerald showing us why he leads quarterbacks in rushing in SEC history. 33 yards down the right side there for the touchdown, 19-17 Mississippi State. But the Iowa defense coming back here. Good eyes and awareness from Chauncey Golston, picking off Fitzgerald there. Ensuing drive, Nate Stanley tossing to Nick Easley for his second score of the game. Iowa in the lead 24-19. Fast forward to the fourth quarter now. Last chance for the Bulldogs. Fitzgerald with the ball, and he will toss it, but Jake Gervais says, no way, man, no way. Iowa wins 27-22, the final score. Another SEC Big Ten matchup in the Citrus Bowl, Penn State and Kentucky in Orlando. Tough game for Penn State quarterback Trace McSorley. Did not start the second half, reportedly played the game with a broken foot. But putting it all out there, the QB sneaked there for the touchdown, and then later finding Pat Freiermuth near the end zone, but Penn State still down 27-21. We've got 1 second left in the game now. McSorley with the ball. He'll complete the pass, but the pitch hits the turf. Nittany Lions lose 27-24. And in the Rose Bowl, Ohio State battling Washington in Urban Meyer's last stand as head coach of the Buckeyes. Right now, they're in the lead 21-3. The Big Ten is 4-4 in bowl games so far this season. The West really holding it down for the conference. They're 4-1. The Packers taking the approach of cast a wide net and see what comes back in the search for a new head coach. Add to the list today, Saints assistant head coach Dan Campbell. He works primarily with tight ends. Now, Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels also on the list. A lot of offensive-minded guys on the long list of candidates that the Packers have requested interviews with, which is important because of the shelf life of Aaron Rodgers' career at the moment. But veterans on the team say a new head coach is great and all, but the guys in the locker room have to come ready to work and not repeat this season.
It's not all on the coach. You know, we're out there, we play the games, and guys need to understand that just because a new coach is coming does not mean that the problems are solved. So hopefully with new change, guys get a new mentality and a new mindset to get ready to come to work on April 1st when we're set to come back.
Meanwhile, the Bucs putting their best of the season so far, record to test tonight for their first game since Saturday. The Deer hosting the Pistons at Fiserv tonight, led by reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Tip-off little more than half an hour away. So if you're sad about the Packers season, just look forward to the Bucs. We're moving forward here.
Love the Greek freak.
Yes.
Love the Greek freak. Speaking of moving forward, want to do that with today's forecast and moving forward to the
Yes, things are going to be much more mild for us by the end of the week. Expecting a little bit of a flurry chance for us early tomorrow morning, but not a whole lot of snow accumulation there. Temperatures will be close to average for Wednesday, and then we just warm on up at the mid-30s for Thursday, close to 40 though for Friday, and as we get into the weekend. Next week, though, may start off with a little bit of a bigger system. We'll keep an eye on that, but we got some time before we need to worry about it.
Most definitely. I'm laser focused on the next few days. All right. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you back here at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.